All sorts of sports. All sorts of sports. This is the new song. All sorts of sports. All sorts of sports. It's a new song. All sorts of sports. All sorts of sports. Sportsy ass.
Do the dance or the song first.
All sorts of sports.
Sorts of sports.
All sorts of sports.
Sportsy
ass. Sportsy ass.
Because I mean, like in most cases, the music intro is the pod, right? So it should be song and dance first, right?
I just wish it synced up more with the song that actually plays during our intro. That's a huge fucking juxtaposition.
It does not sync up at all. It does not sync up at all. I was watching last week's episode. It does not sync up.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
All right. Well, welcome to a new episode of All Sorts of Sports. I'm not sure what number we're on now.
1:30.
Okay, one Steph Curry. So we are at one Steph Curry. Shout out to Ryan. I know he loves Steph. So,
and we got our Steph shorts.
And we finally got our Steph shorts, which I love.
It doesn't say Curry on the back, right?
Hmm?
Does it say Curry on the back?
I haven't even checked the back, to be honest. I don't remember.
Wait, is it like the juicy pants where it says Curry on the ass?
Look,
wow.
That's exactly why I was like, I'm not taking them out.
No, it says it on their dick. It says on the front, right?
It doesn't say Curry on the back, actually. No, I think it does say Warriors, though. No, that's the front.
No, it shouldn't say anything.
No, it doesn't.
So, I'll be 100% to admit, just a little sidebar as far as our intro, and I'm going to go too far, but I'm going to give James credit, which is something I don't do ever. James has repeatedly come to me or come to the group with either business ideas or something that I pretty much laugh at, and then a bunch of people make a bunch of fucking money. The shorts with stuff on the front I thought looked stupid as shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like the vape joint.
Right. I was just like, yeah, those are dumb. And I remember you came to me, you're like, dude, he's putting up shorts. Like, you should get on, like doing this, that. And I'm like, those look dumb. And then all of a sudden, now they're fucking everywhere. You did the same thing with NFTs. I still don't understand. But yeah, you knew before everybody else knew. I give you credit. Next business thing you got, I'll actually listen next time. I'm sorry.
Please come to me with that stuff because I know. I believe in you.
Nah, all right. Well, we'll talk after this.
Okay.
I'm dead ass serious.
No, yeah, come to me.
Ryan kind of has an idea, but I'm just waiting for the first thing to come in, and then we can get the ball rolling.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dead ass, bro.
Dead ass. We can start. I think last week we started with Ryan because his Bills like obliterated and looked great against the Rams. And this week we're not going to start with Ryan, even though the Bills obliterated and looked great against a shitty Titans team. And so we're going to start with three of the more disappointing teams of who are, as far as people who are fans, as we are fans of these teams we operate on the podcast. So I guess James will go last because I can't wait to get into that. I want to lead into that.
Why do you look shocked, James?
I mean, it's fine. I mean, like we both lost 20-point leads, so it is what it is.
Hey, you go, and I can't wait to talk about that. I can't, and that's why you go last. That's why you going last, buddy.
Yeah, let's get these commanders nobody cares about out of the way real quick.
You can go first.
All right.
Sun God.
Sun God.
So I did not get to watch this game live as I was in Missouri traveling back, so I had to go radio silent. So yeah, seeing all the text in this text chain as I was
he was going off.
No, that's why I tried my best not to spoil it. Then all of a sudden, the tweet, which I forgot to turn off the notification for one account, kind of spoiled what was happening. So I was like, son of a bitch. So I actually watched the game yesterday and was able to DVR it and all. It was just this whole fucking mess. But the Commanders, look, wasn't good. It's the Lions. We've struggled against the Lions. We've struggled against the Jaguars. There's no easier run in our schedule than this right here. That's
not fair.
It's just what I mean. Come on, going into the season,
thought the Lions would be like a 7-win team this year.
Yeah, but not one of them wins against the Commanders. So
no, I mean, the Commanders are the kind of team you beat if you win 7 games. Like, not really.
No. See, this is that bullshit. We're supposed to be the team that beats the carrot teams like the Lions to show that we're serious about stuff. But no, it does not go down that way.
We're a real team.
Wait,
we're a real team.
Robin Hood.
Pinocchio or Robin Hood? Oh, Robin.
No, you rob the poor and give to the
real boys.
Maybe. Look, at the end of the day, Our defense, which is supposed to be a strength of this team, has looked like the absolute weakness since last season. Last season, there were built-in excuses. There are no excuses this round. I don't give a fuck what they say about Chase Young coming back. He ain't going to fix this shit. Look, the defense has been absolutely atrocious. And it doesn't give me a lot of faith that things are going to change defensively. Like, I haven't seen anything that makes me think it's going to change. The only thing that does give me hope, same thing in this Lions game, was the offense and the weapons that we have on offense are fucking deadly. Even the Carson Wentz interception, I know some people were saying that he sold the ball. He had to throw above two defenders to a tall-ass Logan Thomas. I didn't think he sold the ball that much. Logan got both hands on it. He just tipped it up for the interception. Carson actually had a really good game. The biggest thing was Scott Turner not understanding the way that our offense runs, especially without Brian Robinson there. You can't do boring things to try to get the game feel back. You've got to get the ball into the hands of the playmakers, which is what we did in the second half. Getting the ball out to Curtis Samuel, getting the ball to Terry McLaurin, end arounds, things like that. Just get the ball in the playmakers' hands. And I think Scott did a great job adjusting in the second half, but he's got to realize you got to do that shit quick and early. And if we do, this offense, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I think this offense can hang with anybody if we can get Brian Robinson back. But that defense is going to be the death of us if they don't get something figured out in that secondary, because anything past 5 to 10 yards downfield is an automatic completion with yak, period. And they have to shore that shit up.
I was with you, except for like the offense bit of it. But I don't know what you mean when you say like hang with anybody, because I'm thinking like top 10 offense. Like, are you saying like hang with anybody if they get the defense to the level they're supposed to be, or like
hang with anybody in the sense of firepower, right? So like we can put points up. That's the thing, is like we can put points up. There is not like to think that Carson Wentz will have multiple 4 touchdown games this season, to me, is not crazy at all. I think this team with these weapons can hang and put points up on any defense if we can get right. But the thing of it is that regardless if you do that, if the field position is shit because the defense aren't putting us in good positions, I can see the defense killing us. And that's going to be one of those situations. And I hate it, because it was supposed to be, this is the thing we don't have to worry about.
Okay. So follow up to that question. This is kind of our cause for concern segment, not including Ryan, because there's no cause for concern with his team. With our 3 teams, there is cause for concern. So on the cause for concern meter, K-Dot, where are you from 0 being not concerned at all to 10 being I'm jumping off the bandwagon?
I don't know. And I know that seems like a cop-out, but the reason I don't know is that it is a cop-out.
It is.
Right, that's fair. All right, so if I had to put a number on it, I'll go to the 7. The reason I'm at a 7 is that, once again, I just didn't expect the team to look like this. I don't know what I'm looking at. And I don't know how the offense is going to react if they've got to put up 30 points a game, and 30 points should win you something. But if that defense is giving up 35 a fucking game, I didn't know. I don't know what to look at with that. But if the defense can get right, if they can, because last season, look, they started the season really, really bad on defense. Then they had the Daniel Jones game where he went for like 95 yards rushing. And then the secondary started communicating better. And then that's when the injuries to the defensive line happened. If they're just slow rolling in the sense of the secondary issues, and they can get right and start getting that pressure down on the quarterbacks, I mean, I'm cool. 1-1, look, you're right there in it. Still at 1-1. 0-2 compared to 1-1 is night and day in the NFL.
Glad you said that, buddy. 0-2. Teams who start 0-2 have an 11% chance of making the playoffs.
I saw 9.5.
I was just like regurgitating what Russillo said on his podcast.
Okay.
So it might be,
I think it's lower.
It might be lower. I'm sure it is. And so, but teams who go 1-1 have a 42% chance of making the playoffs. So much better odds for some of our teams as opposed to others. So I want to talk about the Ravens. Ravens had a historically terrible defeat in Baltimore against Miami. And in terms of 0 to 10 on the concern index, I am a 3 because we have the talent. Our offense is amazing. We have, outside of the Bills, we have the second most efficient passing offense in the league. We have not been running the ball well. Need to get that figured out. We do. Might need to switch Ben Powers out for Ben Cleveland at left guard to get a little bit more push. We want to play bully ball instead of like running like zone runs and shit like that, which is I think we should do. But we want to do the bully ball thing, so we haven't been getting pushed on the offensive line, and we dearly miss J.K. Dobbins. Lamar Jackson can't do it all by himself, even though he was efficient as a runner, had over 100 yards as a rusher and over 300 yards passing. And so with that said, I have concern about the run game and I have concern about the pass rush. Pass rush being that we're down to 2 healthy outside linebackers, and that is not ideal. Even though they're our 2 best, but it's still not ideal. JPP was in to visit the Ravens today, so hopefully we sign him. But outside of that, which we also have Tyus Bowser, who is working himself back, trying to get healthy. Hopefully he'll be back around week 5, week 6, something like that. Ojabo, we don't know. Michigan, our second round pick, we don't know when he'll come back. And if he's tore his Achilles, so I'm not like counting on him to be super productive. So not as much of a concern long term, but in the short term, we do need to figure out the pass rush, interior and on the outside. My thing, so as far as the loss to Miami, why I'm not worried about it as much is because we were rotating our corners for some odd reason, because our corners are also hurt. Oh, that's really the only thing that I'm worried about with the Ravens is health. I think Humphrey has a groin. Marcus Peters, this was his first game back, so obviously he's not going to look like himself yet. And you put him out there against the 2 fucking track meet stars of the NFL and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So hey, and we got Kyle Hamilton playing safety, and he's a rookie. So miscommunication on the back end. Not as worried about that long term, because on the plays that I think the 4 touchdowns that the Miami Dolphins had in the fourth quarter, Marlon Humphrey was not on the field for either one of them. They kept taking him off the field. And who we had in? Our 2 rookie corners. Interesting. It's almost like hey, let's see what they can do. Got a huge lead.
Got to learn sometime.
Right. Let's try to throw them in the fire now in the second game of the season instead of in the fire in like the 11th or in the 15th. Yeah. So that's why I'm not as concerned, but we do need to get that shored up. They do need to fix their communication issues on the back end. So I'm not like a guy who's going to tell you like, we're going to figure it out. And it's not like we actually have the talent to do it. Some teams don't have the talent on defense or the talent on offense. We have the talent. And we're fine. So with that said, let's go to...
Wait, and I just want to, just off of that.
Yes.
That was a fluke loss, right?
Right.
But
it's still a loss.
I hear you, but it's so uncommon and improbable. One, that they got that many touchdowns in that short of a period of time, but also everyone's freaking out that Tua is that guy.
Yes.
Is he, or does he just have 2 of the fastest receivers and there was some poor defending by 2 rookie corners, right? Short, you get healthy in the secondary, that replay that same scenario, it's not happening.
It's not a problem.
Because you take Tyreek down, you foul him. Like there's ways around that don't end in 28 points in the fourth quarter. It might end up in 90 yards worth of penalties, but there's ways around that just didn't happen. So it was a rough end of that game, but honestly, there's nothing to be worried about there. Just
for sure.
And you had like
the Patriots, then my level of concern will increase. But
you had 170 yards rushing. I know most of that was
Lamar,
but still, like, that's part of that game, right? That guy runs. So the shitty ending to that game, but I don't think the Ravens have shit to worry about.
And with that, on the concern index, we go to the James.
I thought James was ending it.
Yeah, I mean, between us 3.
Oh, okay, I got it. Because Ryan's
segment is more important.
Fucking cocksucker.
His team's good, Oh.
Yeah, his brand new fucking team. You goddamn Virginian.
4 fucking years now.
Goddamn Virginian.
Hasn't been 4 years.
Son of a bitch.
3.
Yeah, 3 tops you, son.
All right, so my concern level is at a 4 because it's only week 2, but at the same time, I don't like what I saw, and I didn't get to see it like live. But you guys sure told me all the shit I needed to know.
Well, I know you read about it.
No, I was at a wedding, and there was no service there. So, but I only got your messages though. Luckily enough, I couldn't watch the game. I was trying to watch it, but I couldn't watch it.
I'm so glad I turned notifications off. Y'all were
I should have did this. I should have did that. I should have did it. Well, look, I was trying to refresh Sunday Ticket, but then
Sunday,
the app crashed.
Sunday Ticket was down for
everybody.
it was down for literally everybody.
I know. I went to Down Detector. I saw everything. I saw the tweets.
Better than me. I had a fucking VPN in bumfuck Missouri trying to trick it that I was in Virginia for YouTube TV.
But yeah, I'm concerned. Like, as you know, like I say about 85 to 95% of the Raiders fans are sensitive, and we get up in arms about everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody's calling for Derek Carr just because we lost. But it's some of the stuff that we're used to him being able to change the plays at the line. Like he would control everything at with the previous head coach, right?
Yeah.
But now with Josh McDaniels, he said after week 1 that like a lot of the interceptions he threw is because everything is, or a lot of stuff is predetermined. So he already knows who he's going to at the line based on the scheme and everything, based on what McDaniels knows is coming. Yeah, so we just fucked up so much. Like, there's no reason for Josh Jacobs not to have the ball as much as he has. He averaged like 5.7 yards a carry the first game. And he was gashing them in the first half this time, but then we just go away from it. We don't give him the ball out the backfield. I don't know why Matt Collins is getting all the targets he's getting. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened to Hunter Renfrow. The fumbles basically ended the game for us. We paying Devonta Adams $141.275 million, and that man had 2 catches.
That's not enough.
Those like, and it's not like he's not open. Carr just not getting the ball. The targets weren't accurate. Like,
I was going to say he tried to get him the ball.
Oh, I know, but the throws weren't accurate.
No.
Yeah, so like he got open. He did what he's supposed to do. Like I said before, the wide receiver is the most dependent position on the football field because you're dependent on somebody to get you the ball. You can do whatever the fuck you want as a receiver. You can get wide the fuck open. If you don't get the ball, it don't matter.
That is correct.
And coming into it, he was like, yeah, my grandparents are going to be here. This is the first time they ever got to see me play. And they got to see him catch 2 passes. But he scored a touchdown. But that was a 1 yard slant in the first fucking quarter.
Slant man.
Yeah. So we were up by 20. So yeah, I saw that. And then I was like, all right, let me enjoy this wedding. Then I get a text from King.
Did you enjoy the wedding?
Yeah. The wedding was great.
That's good. That's all that matters because that's
really no. Like as we lost, like the bar was open. Like I don't care. I sent you the picture. I was like, "Yo, it's an open bar, and I'm about to eat steak."
No, but that menu.
Yeah, I was like, and that menu was tailored for me. I was like, "This is me." Like, I don't give a shit about the Raiders right now. I'm going to get drunk.
I like that for you.
Yeah. I love it.
I loved it until I got home, and then I saw the highlights, and then I didn't love it no more.
Well, because you weren't.
I went to sleep.
You weren't at the bar with that good menu. I'd have been sad too leaving there.
But yeah, I don't want to talk about this shit too much. I watched the first half just now. I started to look at the second half. I saw some of the stats in regards to what happened. The Cardinals had 51 fucking plays and we had 18. There's no way we're going to win this game. There was a drive in the fourth quarter to start the thing where it was a 3 and out, 3 passes, took 24 fucking seconds. And guess what else? I bet you we were down by 8. So like Derek Carr loves fucking Kobe. 8-24. That's all I got.
Okay. My only question to you is, I was surprised. Well, statement and then question. I'm surprised your concern level is only a 4 because last week, which is what shocked me, which is you said that if your team didn't blow out the Cardinals like the Chiefs did, you would feel so, you know what I'm saying? If they did, you would feel great. Like you would know your team is where you thought they would be.
Not only did the blowout not happen.
Not only did that not happen, you had the blowout halfway and then got that ass beat in the second half I'm not really. I'm with you on like as far as your defense is concerned. Like I said, y'all.
No.
Shit.
I got more shit to add. I got more shit to add.
But y'all just couldn't tackle that little boy out there.
Yeah,
and that's just that won't happen all the time.
Hold on. I got more shit to add. You see, you shouldn't have said nothing. Like,
let me finish. Wait,
no, because
you're not gonna let me finish.
No, I'll let you come back to it. We were up by 20, right? So that's like part of the blowout. But then at the end, when I started this shit off, I said 85 to 95% of us are fucking emotional. And guess what? I was emotional when I said that shit last week. Now it's the same shit. I'm still emotional, bro.
Dude, now he's just hurt.
All right,
but
now look.
But that's what I'm saying. I thought your concern level would be higher, but because of that.
Not like if you would have asked me right after the fucking game, I would have been like 25.
Like, hold on, let me ask you, what does concern level mean to you?
Concern level means for me is, are we gonna get back to where we were last year at least?
Are you gonna get back to? Okay, are you gonna get to the playoffs?
That's fair.
That's where we were at least.
That's fair.
Right.
That's what he's saying. That's fair.
And only a 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Texans went 0-3 and then ended up winning their division. But that wasn't when the division was ass. That's when they were actually good. So it has happened before, but
as good as the AFC West?
No. But at the same time, there's an extra playoff spot now. Yeah. So the issue is our offensive line is atrocious.
Yes.
We have no interior pass rush. Right. And Ndamukong Suh is still out there. I've been tweeting Mark Davis and the Raiders for the past month to sign Suh and Darrell Williams.
You should write a letter.
I don't know if he tweets.
I don't think he'll get it in time. But yeah.
Send it to his barber.
Nah. You know what? He might. Nah, he'll trust him because he's been doing a haircut for so long.
He's been trusting him to do that hair. So.
Oh, but he did become a championship owner for the first time.
Who?
So Mark Davis.
Barber.
Mark Davis.
Asia.
Yeah.
I watched the end of the second half.
Same.
Asia was doing her thing. I'm so proud of her.
But
apparently,
also Chandler Jones.
Like, people were upset with him for choosing to go to that game. Did you see that?
Who? Mark Davis?
Yeah, people were.
No, they're always upset. Like
that's stupid as hell.
But the same thing with Darren Waller when he went to like one of their games rather than the preseason game, because but he's dating the starting fucking guard. Like, yeah.
Why
people are just angry just to be angry. I told you we're fucking emotional. All right, so Chandler Jones. He plays the position like he's nice, like he's just like a nice person. It's a violent fucking sport. I sent Kate out this.
You did.
And I was like, and I remembered that his brother is John Bone Jones.
Yes, who is something different.
Yeah. I'm like, go spend time with him.
But hey,
don't performance induce or anything.
Yeah. Not just performance enhancing. He's gonna test positive for everything.
For some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Vegas.
But okay. With that said,
we need a pass rush up the middle. That's mainly the thing.
Corners. I need corners too.
Nate Hobbs is really good. Nate Hobbs is really fucking good.
I got Abrams at safety and okay.
Moreg was out. Our starting linebacker Perryman was also out, who was in the Pro Bowl last year. So they're no slouches, but there's still no excuse.
No.
We let the toddler run around.
Context matters. That's fair.
Yeah, but we let the toddler run around.
Well, he didn't.
That was my thing, bro. Because Crosby had him that one time.
I know.
It was over.
I want him to see all that shit. I want him to see all the tweets and like be upset about that shit. Like letting that little man do that shit to you.
Hey, but
they said Kyler Murray looked like a toddler when he takes the parents' phone and he's like running around.
He just be shuffling.
Yeah, he's like taking the parents' phone and just running around the house.
He looks like he's moving 1,000 miles an hour. It's crazy.
He just be going. That just makes me laugh so much.
There's a low week in Call of Duty, man.
The shit funny until it's your team. And it's like, why are we rushing 3 people?
It's still funny. That shit's hilarious. He's like,
I laughed at his little legs.
Was it Roadrunner? That's what he looked like.
But all right, so the concern index section of this part of the podcast is closed.
Yeah.
We now go to Ryan, who
I feel like my number should be lower after he said 4.
Okay, put it lower.
Nah, I can't.
Go ahead.
I think you should be
after
more
week
worried.
3. Talk to me after week 3 on a Tuesday.
Ryan,
See where it's at.
Are the Bills the greatest team of all time or no?
I mean, no. Not through 2 games of a season.
Good answer.
If they don't lose a game for the next 6 months, maybe.
Ain't no fucking maybes.
Can you tell me who the lead rusher for Tennessee is?
Derrick Henry.
No. I mean this past game.
Probably what, Malik Willis?
Yeah. No.
Tannehill?
Keep going.
Some
Was
dude
it
I
the
don't know.
backup running back?
It's a good bit.
It was a garbage time back once we had pulled every single fucking starter. Derrick Henry.
Hassan Haskins.
Derrick Henry had 25 yards rushing.
Guess what?
The king.
Guess what?
Hey,
we play the fucking Titans next week.
Hey, who called regression season Henry?
Can I ask a question?
Derrick Henry's gonna have a fucking field day.
If the Raiders don't blow out the terrible Tennessee Titans like they're supposed to,
it's gonna be 2 weeks in a row, bro. You better hope y'all don't play the Lions again.
We don't.
They gonna lose by 3, and I'm gonna come in with the concern level index. He gonna say it's a 5.
It's a 5.
No, it'll be a 6.
The 1986 Cincinnati Bengals made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all you assholes want to pull stats out of your ass. Shit.
Josh
fucking
Allen,
2 weeks, bro.
Josh
we
Allen
can still go fucking 15-2.
got benched.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, but it could.
That's 19 games, buddy. Y'all playing 2 games. Are you including the playoffs?
I said 15-2.
Oh, I thought you meant like from here on out.
No. I said we can still go 15-2.
Oh yeah, no, y'all can't.
You can't.
Technically, you can, but we won't. But you can. It's possible. I'm the one who deals with numbers every week.
I mean, Josh Allen got benched for the entire fourth quarter.
I wish you kept Diggs in.
He had. Diggs got a trio of touchdowns.
I just need a little bit more.
I mean, if you play 3 quarters, you have 317 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. I think you're having a good.
Yeah.
And that Raiders got a minimum of 4 guaranteed wins left on their schedule right now.
We don't have any guaranteed wins, sir.
No.
No.
Y'all gonna beat the Texans, the Jags.
No, I don't know.
Those are not gimmies.
And y'all gonna beat the Patriots.
They're ranked, I think, 20-something, like 24th, 25th in offensive defense right now. They're not doing that.
We'll see.
You guys are not letting me even revel in how good the Bills are.
No, fuck you.
Don't want to. Like, the fuck?
I understand.
No, you texted us so much during this week. You had your fun. Let us get our grievances out.
It's gonna be a Bills Eagles Super Bowl, and we all gonna kill ourselves.
Nah, you do that. No.
Hey, listen, the Bills is not making it to the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you now.
Now they're still my Super Bowl pick.
I forgot to add this point. I told you fucker that the Ravens weren't going to be the set the league on fire during the regular season team. I told you this is why. The Bills are MVP Josh Allen, and that's their story for this season. No Super Bowl. That's our story because we're going to get healthy at the right time and be great. But these fuckers, they're going to get it.
Because those cornerbacks are putting in the work right now, right?
Yes.
Getting those reps.
But these fuckers, they're going to tear through the AFC and think shit is sweet. And then they're going to get to that second round and get that ass busted.
And then they're going to have home field advantage in cold-ass Buffalo, and they're going to get that running game going, and it's going to be a problem.
When was the last time a number 1 seed won the Super Bowl? Do you guys know?
I don't know. I don't keep track that hard.
The Bucs? I mean, the Patriots?
Yeah, the Chiefs, one of them too.
Honestly, I don't know. So
I'll tell you. I'll tell you when it's gonna happen again.
It didn't seem like it's like that far off for that to happen.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Ryan. Now's your time.
The King.
All right, what's next?
Patriots.
25 yards.
Yeah, 45. That's it.
No, 25.
Oh my gosh.
My bad. Since 2000, only two number one seeds have won the Super Bowl. 2009 Saints and the 2003 Patriots.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's going to have 225.
Well, this is 2 straight weeks where he's been held to like 50 yards or less.
Oh, now it's going to be 250.
All right. Ryan, you got anything to say about your fucking Bills before we cut you off again?
Go Bills.
All right.
Congratulations, for real. At least somebody's happy.
Well, for now.
Look, Carson Wentz looks good.
He really does. Oh, what I was gonna
looks
say,
really good.
what I was going to say during your segment is my concern for Washington is the whole idea was we have this defense. Now we're going to start filling pieces in the offense. And then like a year or two, we have a really good team. And now all of a sudden the defense is playing like shit and they still don't have a quarterback. They have Carson Wentz, but he's not the future of the franchise because he's like in his mid-30s. Yeah, but that's the point. Sam Howell's got to put up 40 a game to like stay in it. It's not gonna work.
Them weapons, you look like Joe Burrow last year. Just get the ball to the guys. That's the thing.
Yeah. For how
Or
little
Tua looked last week. Just get the ball to the guys. That's all you got to do. Just get the ball to the guys.
Dotson for a little guy is playing really, really, really big.
Dotson looks like Terry.
He looks like mini Terry.
Yeah. Huh?
Yes.
He's a rookie?
Yeah.
From North Carolina.
How many years you got?
Huh?
Before he gets paid?
How many years you got?
4.
Okay.
Dawson, I got him on one of my fantasy teams. I'm so glad.
Dude, that touchdown he caught in the end zone where the ball is clearly behind him and like through the defender. He just looks like Terry. He looks like a veteran fucking wide receiver just came in the NFL. That's the one thing I'm loving about these guys. There's no shows of like I'm a rookie. They all look like fucking 8-year vets.
Logan Thomas being back is huge, except for that one pick. But
I want to see Armani Rogers get the ball fucking more because that motherfucker. Woo.
Well,
what's next?
Well, with that said, let's move on to our next segment. So we're past the concern index. Well, actually, no. We talked about how concerned we are for our teams, and so we won't do the Raiders. But
my concern index is 0.
I
don't care.
I'm sure.
Don't care.
What is your concern?
I don't care.
So there are, outside of the Raiders, because I would include them in this, but there are 3 winless teams that we expected to do bigger things or project better or whatever. They're the Titans, Colts, and Bengals. Again, the Raiders will be 4th, but we already talked about them. So let's start with the Titans. 0 for 2. Haven't looked good at all. And what is your concern index with them? Go ahead, Ryan.
Huge. So Tannehill is a game manager, and if you're not putting points on the board, it's hard to manage the game because then you put him in the situation where he has to, instead of game manage, like be an all pro, which he's just not. Their offensive line is garbage. Derrick Henry is not.
And Taylor Lewan got hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
The reason they're not, that Derrick Henry's having so much trouble is because he runs downhill. And every single time he ran the ball, his feet stopped because he had nowhere to go. He goes this way. If he starts going outside, someone can tackle him. I don't care how fucking big he is. And AJ Brown left. Robert Woods is not that guy. And their defense is just not that good. Like, they don't have any of the pieces that you need to be a good team. And I don't know why I didn't see that going in, but they're going to have some real problems because if they can't run the ball, which is like their thing, they control time. Derrick Henry gets 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. They can't do those things. They're fucked, right? So I would be very concerned. If I was Tannehill, I would be very concerned because what they can do, put Malik Willis in there, who has significant mobility, and then you have to watch both the RPOs, and you have a whole nother list of shit you can put in there.
I think it's hurt.
That's what they may not do that. They may just pack it. They may just pack it in for the season. But I'm saying that is the answer for some of their problems. Not all of them, but I mean, they look bad. Also the Bills, but they look bad 2 games in a row. So whatever.
I told y'all though. That was in my prediction.
I had them at 7-10.
I had them at 10-7, but missing the playoffs. And 10-7, I only put because thought I was being rude to them. And I'm fine. 10-7, you can flip that shit, no problem. I told you, Derrick Henry is ass now. And we talking about this 2,000-yard cliff. He's on that. He's falling off. He's falling off.
No, I had him at 7-10 because I really thought the loss of AJ Brown just meant they weren't going to do anything. Like people were hoping that, what was the name? Who did they pick up wide receiver?
Robert Woods.
Robert Woods. And Traylon, Burks coming out of college, what hurt, and then Robert Woods. I just didn't see that team doing anything. I really hate that division. There's only one team in that division I think is worth a damn, and they're also on this index thing that we got to talk about. But
they were there too.
Who'd you have winning the division? Or you had them all have losing records or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
And the Colts proved me right.
I had them at 12-5
for now.
Same here.
More like 11-5
for now.
All right. So still keeping it to the Titans, or we move on to the next guys?
Well, you
can I do Colts?
Yeah, Colts is way more surprising to me.
So Colts to me is a tale of what the fuck just happened this last game. Like Jonathan Taylor, who got fed the ball more than anything in week 1, got 9 carries on Sunday. And you're not going to win games, especially with Michael Pittman being out, by giving him the ball 9 times. But that team is going to go as Jonathan Taylor goes, the same way it did last year. Matt Ryan, while I do think he's an upgrade, I thought he was an upgrade over Carson Wentz, at least for the Indianapolis team. That is beholden on that offense running through Jonathan Taylor. It has to do that. You can't have Matt Ryan back there throwing the ball. What was it? Well, he only threw it 30 times, but yeah, one good. If you can keep Matt Ryan to 20-something balls a game and just run 30 times a game with Jonathan Taylor, I still think 12-5 is very much manageable for this team because of how shit that division is.
My thoughts on the Colts are they're dealing with some offensive line injuries now, so I understand why they're struggling. Obviously, Michael Pittman missed the game. Alec Pierce also missed the game, so they had injuries to the wide receiver. So I view them similar to how I view the Ravens. Like if they can get healthy next week, I think they'll be fine. That's an if. I don't know. I don't research their injuries to the extent that I do the Ravens. If not Taylor Warren, but if their offensive line can come back. And then Michael Pittman can come back and Alec Pierce and everything, I think they'll be right where they should be. The thing that we learned, that the Packers learned from week 1, was that they need to run the ball to be effective, that it can't be a pass first team. They need to be a run first team. Just like K-Dot said, with the Colts, hey, you got arguably the best running back in the business, and also my fantasy dynasty running back, Jonathan Taylor. So please give him the ball more. Throw it to him. I don't give a fuck how you do it, but give him the ball so he can do his thing. And so I completely agree. I don't have a huge concern level for them in terms of what I think they can be. I had them at 12-5 for the season. I don't think that's the case anymore. Maybe 11-5 again, 11-5-1. And so, but they need to get healthy. They need to get healthy on the offensive line so they can run the ball like they want to and protect. Because Matt Ryan's still a good quarterback, and if you play action him and you get him in some space and you set him up to where it's it's a little bit easier for him, he's better than Carson Wentz. So hopefully they can get healthy and still show improve. But it's the AFC South, and the Jaguars are not the best team. They look good. I'm happy for them. Trust me, I got Trevor Lawrence in my dynasty team, but they are not it.
The Colts can't beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville.
They can't, and that's been their Achilles heel too as well.
We saw that last year at the end of the year for them getting the playoffs, and they couldn't do it. And the same thing happened this year. I said this division was going to be bad, and it's looking out that way. So that's all I got.
So here's the problem with the Colts, other than the injuries. If you don't really have to worry about the quarterback, then all you have to do is worry about the guy running the ball. And eventually, if you stop him enough, you're up by enough points that they can no longer run the ball, have a chance of winning the game. Does this scare you if you're in an opposing defense? A quarterback who had 20 touchdowns and 12 picks last year? Is that a guy that scares you? No. You see what I'm saying?
No.
There is a guy on that team that does scare you. His name is Jonathan Taylor. So stack the box, stop that guy, and let Matt Ryan beat you. And when you do that, Matt Ryan goes 15 for 30 with 3 picks. I don't think that team is that hard to figure out at this point. And we see what Carson Wentz is doing in Washington. I think Matt Ryan was a huge step back. But
Carson Wentz wasn't the problem.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he got a lot
Frank
of
Reich
blame.
is still
Carson Wentz and that
Frank Reich
team
is
fell apart
still-
at the end. But the person I put probably on more than anything else is Frank Reich at the end.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
But you
Frank Reich
can't-
is still, yeah.
But you can't. But you like the Carson Wentz Jacksonville
there.
game, which I rewatched before the start of this season. They didn't run the ball. Like
Carson Wentz
Jonathan
got the
Taylor didn't get his.
blame.
I know, and I didn't agree with it necessarily, but he does have some. That game, he has some all-time lowlights for Carson Wentz, right? But then if I'm looking at it, the first time Jonathan Taylor breaks for a run more than 5 yards is like 3 minutes left in the second quarter. So they just couldn't run the football that game. So I mean, and that's the thing that doesn't get talked about at all. And the fact that the defense was giving up fucking points to Jacksonville immediately.
Well, that's the same thing that's happening.
The same thing that's happening right now, but I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm looking at all the teams that we're looking at, and we still got one more to talk about as far as the Bengals, it's the one that I'm least worried about. The amount of injuries they're dealing with right now, that they're going to get guys that come back. And you have a 9-carry game. It wasn't that he had 9 carries for 54 yards. It's not that he wasn't doing things. It was that they just couldn't. It just didn't factor in the way that they were playing the game.
Yeah.
And Frank Reich.
I really don't like his name.
I don't either.
I can see why you don't.
If there's 3 of them, I'm out.
Might be the 4th. It's scarier.
It's much scarier.
All right, so let's go to the Bengals. I'll start because they're my AFC North counterpart. And so
you should go last.
No, it's because it's gonna be quick for me. I thought it was gonna be a regression season for them, but I tried to give them their credit when we came out with our projections. Gave them a 12-5 record, even though they would lose the AFC.
You staring
ass.
But they made upgrades to their offensive line.
Nope.
And didn't work. Didn't work. It didn't work. Joe Burrow is holding on to the ball too long. That's why he's getting fucking sacked, and the offensive line is ass. And Zach Taylor is calling terrible plays. He's calling terrible plays. That's an issue. I've talked to many Bengals fans about this who've tried to come at me about my Dolphins and then about the Dolphins-Ravens game. And then I reminded them that they're winless in the NFL this season. And so it's been a great, great time for me. And so I just want to let them know that you can't change your fucking head coach and expect to make the playoffs, like mid-season or anything like that, because I guess you can because the Raiders did it.
Yep.
But Zach Taylor isn't John Gruden, so it's different. But hey, Zach Taylor doesn't call good plays. Your offensive line, you paid for a better offensive line, and it's still ass. And my concern level for them is high because fuck them. It's a 7, but I still think they'll make the playoffs.
Here's so we talked about this or touched on this a little bit last week. Is that quarterbacks who didn't play any preseason games have been struggling.
Yep.
Joe Burrow's coming off the appendix injury and then probably just some lingering, like Luka just didn't have the training camp. And so he's not as sharp. He's not as quick. And Joe Burrow has to be the quickest person on the planet because the line's still ass, right? He's still got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase to throw to. Somebody's got to be fucking open. Or hear me out. And then Joe Mixon's still a really good running back. I think by next week or the week after, because do they have the Giants this week? Who they got?
No, they have the Jets. So it's a win.
Okay.
So it's a win.
They need to shake some of the dust off, right? They're still going to make the playoffs, I think. If they lose to the Jets, this conversation switches. But I think once Joe Burrow starts getting cool again, right now he's whatever's cooler than
tepid.
He's cooler than cool.
Oh, ice cold.
No, that's what it is.
Cleveland.
I think they'll be fine, but man, that is a rough start. At least he
Jets, Dolphins, Ravens, Saints, Falcons, Browns, Panthers are their next 7 games.
Well, they get a good time to get the Jets though, and I think
The
I
Jets just beat
100% think that was Cleveland's fault. I 100% think but everybody knows that. It was poor game management. But they definitely went into Dallas like fuck Cooper Rush, right? And they made a mistake.
Fair.
My concern for them is a 6.
Oh, I'm at like a 4.
No. Yeah, it might be a 4 because I predicted that they wouldn't be that great this year anyway. So it's still at 4.
I just need Jamar Chase to catch a lot of balls for like monetary reasons.
The Bengals to me are a team before the start of the season. I had them finish second in this division. I still feel pretty good about that. But the idea is that if I'm looking at the way that they've lost these games, is what 3-point losses back to back, including one in overtime. Cooper Rush, the guy that everybody overlooks, but will be the guy. I am making a prediction the same way I made my Jimmy G Trey Lance prediction. The Cooper Rush will be angling for the starting position over Dak Prescott because he's a white boy and Jerry likes white boys. It feels very Tony Romo-ish to me. The guy that comes out of nowhere, won a game for them last year, had a pretty good stat line, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, comes in and just looks like he's the calm answer to way things should look on offense. But what they really need to be looking at is the fact that they're giving fucking Tony Pollard the ball in fucking Dallas, which is why they can fucking put shit together. Cincinnati.
Zeke is a trash can.
Yeah, no, Zeke, see, that's the thing is that Dallas overpaid for Zeke. They should still have fucking Cooper and things happen. Just fucking stupid. But the Bengals right now, it's like, look, they were that team that I thought were going to be a lot less explosive than they were last year. Because you look at the way that they were winning games last year, especially that run near the end, where Joe was just throwing up monstrous numbers. But before that, it wouldn't necessarily look like that. You have Jamar would have some flashy stat lines, but they would be very much like a boom or bust sort of team, especially offensively. I thought that they would regress into something as far as like trying to figure out who they're going to be long term, right? And if you lost 2 games by 3 points, I mean, they are capable of putting up more. I think you're right. Zach Taylor's still trying to figure out this team. They got to figure out the balance that they're going to have between Joe Mixon, what kind of running game they're going to have, and what kind of passing game they're going to have. Now, I think over the next few games before that bye week, they can probably get right as far as really trying to figure it out. But after that bye week, when you look at the teams that they're going to have to play for playoff position jockeying, things like that, I can see them finishing lower than I thought they would. But I'm not like completely throwing panic all up into it for the Bengals.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What changed for the Bengals from last year to this year?
Offensive line.
To the point where you feel like they got to figure it out?
No, it's the way that they were winning games last year. So the same way that you can have like it was a lot of boom or bust. Joe Burrow has an amazing stat line if you look at last year, but if you look at the games that he was actually doing like crazy, it was like the last 5 games. It wasn't, he wasn't doing it over the course of the entire season. It was just the Bengals caught really, really hot. We always have recency bias. We're looking at the way the season sort of ended, and then they get the Super Bowl run. I think we're overselling who it is they were offensively coming out of last year. I think they regressed just a bit into who they really are this year. And I think that it's an above average team, but they're still going to have to address some things. And one of those being, I don't know how they have that balance of Joe Mixon in that offense. He's a special kind of running back, but definitely not your standard 30 rushes sort of running back guy. You got to kind of figure out how to utilize him.
It sounds like how I said they were not going to be as good, but
I think we all said that.
I kind of said what you said, Kate, in terms of their regression will be the same in terms of it won't look as like exciting as it did last year. I think they're going to go 4-1 in their next 5 games. They have the Jets on the road. They beat the Jets. Then they play a quick Thursday night game, host the Dolphins. I think you beat the Dolphins at home. And then you get an extra few days to you go and you travel to play Baltimore on the road. You can beat the Ravens. That's a division game. That's 3 straight wins. Now you're 3-2. Then you play the Saints on the road. Maybe you lose that one, but then you got the Falcons at home. You win that one. Then you got the Browns. Then you got the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Steelers. Then you got the Titans. they're gonna, when we're having this conversation again, we're like, oh, what were we worried about? Because the schedule's about to get easy as shit. Outside of the Ravens and the Dolphins and maybe the Saints, those aren't teams we expect to. Those are only teams we really expect to make the playoffs. So I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
To me, their season is going to come down to week 30 after those week 13 games. Where Kansas City, the other division game against the Browns, you got Tampa Bay, New England, who you know is always feisty at that area at time. You got the Buffalo Bills. Are they in cruise control? Are they not? What's going on with the Bills at that particular point? And then you finish with the Ravens as a divisional game, and anything can happen, right? So the Bengals to me are just exactly where it is that we thought they would be to a certain degree. 0-2 looks bad. Statistically, looks terrible as far as making the playoffs. So maybe that's out, but I don't think they're far removed from where I thought they'd be.
Yeah, I had them at 8 and 9. I just found my list.
Yeah, I had them at 11 and 6.
I am 12 and 5, same record I gave the Ravens, and I don't think that's out of reach for them with that schedule.
Yeah, I would agree.
So moving on, let's talk about Trey Lance. Trey Lance goes down, broken ankle, out for the rest of the season, and the porn star loving superhero Jimmy G steps in, finishes out the game. The San Francisco 49ers win a game that they would have won either way, in my opinion. You could have won with Cooper Rush at quarterback. Doesn't really matter. Like Tim Tebow could have played quarterback. Yeah, I would have won. I don't really think it matters who played quarterback in that game specifically. But Trey Lance is done for the season, which sucks. I hate it for that man. I really wanted to see him play. Had a lot of I love the dual threat guys. I think they get a bad rap, and we're in a dual threat era, so sucks for him. But outside of that, I want to get you guys' thoughts on, just what do you think about the 49ers going forward and Jimmy G?
This gives me PD from Remember the Titans vibes. Like last week.
Which scene?
Oh, when they didn't block for him. This
you mean Rev? Week, you mean Rev or PD?
Oh, Rev.
Okay.
Rev, my bad. Yeah, Rev. Last week, there was a video of Trey Lance getting sacked, and then the offensive lineman looking at him and then sprinting past him to run to the sideline and not help him up. And then this week, I was, of course I didn't see it because I was at the fucking wedding, but then it was the first 5 minutes or something like that, something crazy. And then it's like, oh yeah, Trey Lance is out for the game. And then blur comes out, yeah, he's out for the season. And then you see the videos afterwards of the team surrounding Jimmy G, celebrating with him, patting him on the helmet, and he's he's never mind. He's acting out in one of those videos. But yeah, I hate it for Trey Lance. It would have been great for him to actually play, like you said, Keem, but I don't know what's going to happen going forward now, because that man has not played football at all for a long time.
Even when he did, he didn't play that long.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's COVID really fucked up his career so far.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy
Brian.
G. I know they love Jimmy G, but that man still had 150 yards and a tug. Not blowing me away, right? It's still the same guy. And dude, I could have played quarterback and beaten Seattle. It's just
apparently Russ could.
And I was gonna say, anybody that said Russell wasn't gonna play quarterback and beat Seattle.
You picked Seattle, right?
No, they played horribly. They played a horrible game.
Geno Smith.
Oh yeah,
that's why you had only 5 points, because you picked Seattle.
Damn, bro.
No, it's because I didn't pick 9 of the other games.
No, I did the calculation.
No, he did it.
Your number. That's why
your
I posted yesterday.
Right.
You were tied for last place this week still, right?
Oh, that's cool.
You're in last place.
Totally. No, you're in last place overall, even with us accounting your. Yeah,
that's fine. It's a long season. All right.
Just study more. You'll get it.
Jimmy G doesn't really move the needle. So I think when Lance is ready to go, he's still that guy. But are the Niners not really happy that they pay Jimmy G to stick around.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm hopping in. As I've said forever, Jimmy G is the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. I've not relented on this. I've said it every fucking week we've done this podcast, right? Jimmy G had the 49ers in the conference championship game where they lost by 3 points.
No.
They have a top 3 defense. Now give it Chicago Bears, rainy day, Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith. That defense was still, I think, was number 2 or number 3 rated at the end of last season. They're still a damn good defense. And on offense, as long as Deebo Samuel is fucking healthy, that offense is going to move just enough. That's the way that San Francisco wins those games. They've been double-digit winners. I still think they're primed to be in that exact same position right now. And I'm looking at the games that they have coming up. Are the Denver Broncos good?
No.
Then you got the Rams as far as the divisional game, which they probably lose that. But then you got Carolina and then Atlanta.
I flipped that.
What?
I think they lose to Denver, beat the Rams. I don't think so.
Maybe, but I'm just.
I don't think the Rams are good.
I'm not going that far yet.
Run the ball.
I still think McVay is trying to figure out some stuff on offense, but
they can't run the ball.
Ain't healthy yet.
They're still trying to figure out some things on offense, and I think also running backs in that system are weird ever since Todd Gurley got hurt. I don't know. It's I don't know. McVay knows exactly running games all that much. Period. But there's the 49ers are the team that have been basically the thorn in everybody's backside in the fucking NFC the last few years. They're doing the exact same thing. The idea was that Trey Lance was going to jumpstart or turbocharge that offense, right? Because Jimmy G doesn't do enough. But the thing that Jimmy G does is that when guys look at him, regardless of whatever the fans think or us watching the games, they believe in that fucker. And you can see it as clear as day. What James was bringing up last week and a little bit this week as far as the offensive line not helping Trey Lance out when he gets hurt, that shit is the stuff that looks glaring to me. Is that they don't look like they believe in Trey. They have always believed in Jimmy, which is why I thought from the very beginning he was never really on the trade block. They were never really going to get rid of him because they knew they couldn't throw everything into Trey Lance. Who the fuck does that? You were in the NFC Conference Championship with the guy, and you're going to throw it all away to a dude that got 1 year of college experience and barely any and no pro experience?
I think he threw 700 passes since high school.
Come on.
Question though. So K-Dot, if that's the case, right? And Jimmy G is the QB for the 49ers, what do you do with Trey Lance?
Trade him.
I think what Kyle Shanahan is doing, it's almost, this is going to sound crazy because of the age difference, but hear me out. In 2012, when Washington Redskins drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same offseason, right? Mike and Kyle wanted Kirk. Everyone else wanted RG3. RG3 was lighting it up. This dude that didn't look, but the only thing that RG3 also could do was be accurate with the fucking football in 2012, right? Trey Lance to me is the Kyle Shanahan long-term project in the hopes that someday in practice, he's going to see something and be like, that's the guy I want. Because he did work a lot of success with the RG3 and the run pass option and things like that, which would be amazing in San Francisco if they could do with the Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell. If they could get that figured out, that would be an amazing thing to look like an offense. And I think that's been the thing. But if he gets hurt like he is right now, how in the world would you say, I'm going to get rid of the guy that constantly takes us to championship games for this dude that's completely unproven?
Here's how. It's because he's ass in the playoffs. It's the reason you have an advantage. He's the reason you have an advantage.
3 points against the Rams, though.
Bro, I don't give a shit. Here's what he did in the playoffs. I'm going to just give you.
No, don't do that. We don't need to rehash that.
No. You said how.
How do you get rid of him?
I'm a Jimmy G guy.
Hey.
I'm about to tell you how.
None of that shit matters. Here's why.
Trey's
Jimmy G will be a free agent. Jimmy G is going to be a free agent after this year.
Yes.
So no matter what, either you're going to sign him or you're going to trade Trey Lance.
Yes, but still, 2021, his completion percentage in the playoffs is 58 fucking %.
You gonna get this work?
2 touchdowns and had 3 picks in the playoffs. He was not that guy.
Hey, he threw more completions than incompletions. Just saying.
You probably could have put some of the games away. That defense kept him in those games. Not fucking
As
Jimmy
always.
G. Jimmy G. The defense and fucking Aaron Rodgers locking in on Devontae Adams when he had other fucking receivers to throw to.
Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers.
What one?
So Aaron Rodgers became Aaron Rodgers. Got it.
Oh yeah, because they didn't draft a receiver in the first round since forever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a rookie wide receiver for Green Bay. You don't trust your ass in.
His passer rating was 72.7.
They be dropping passes, bro.
Is that
They're
bad?
rookies.
You can still catch the damn ball.
And not if Aaron Rodgers throwing it to you and fucking pissed off at you the entire time. That's terrifying shit.
Hey, you drop some shit, he ain't gonna fuck with you.
You got to be the dude that just kind of showed up and just make some plays every once in a while, just kind of the unassuming guy for 2 years.
Or like, Justin Jefferson.
Bro, he's not even like Joe Flacco in 2012. Like, though he turns it on in the playoff. He fucking is ass.
Look, they almost went to the fucking Super Bowl, and that's the point is with that team, it's defense and run the ball and just hope Jimmy G doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Which in the playoffs, 100%.
Oh,
they got rid of Colin Kaepernick.
Huh?
They got rid of Colin Kaepernick.
This is but that's before this.
He got his ass beat in the playoffs too, and in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, he got that ass beat. Shout out to Beyonce.
Wasn't that the game where the power went out?
Yeah.
The Super long ass Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, so let's do the game 3 picks, guys.
Let's just say that week 2, after week 2, you boys on top.
After week 2, the guy who studies the most, and like analyzes the most is on top. I think it's 19. You got 19,
something like that.
Yeah, 18.
Something like
18. And undefeated in our fantasy football.
18.
2-0.
That's more important.
2-0.
That's rare because that's not gonna happen.
And I beat Dr. Jesse Morse. How you feeling? How you feeling, fantasy doctor? How you feeling, fantasy doctor? Get a little fever going? All right.
You're gonna hate yourself when you lose like the next 6.
I am going to not win another game.
And with that said, so we want to go to week 3 picks, right? Let's start off with Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I'll go ahead and say this one was a tough one for me.
Yes, wasn't it?
It's a battle of ass quarterbacks and good defenses, but I took the Steelers. Anyway, despite that, so Pittsburgh.
There's a lot of ass.
Same.
James said same. K-Dot.
Like, Tomlin's not gonna have a losing season, bro.
I had him 8-9. 8-9. If it wasn't for the 17th game, he wouldn't. But I think 8-9.
Yeah, I gotta walk that back. I'm sorry, Mike.
There are 2 games this week that I struggle with. This is one of them.
Okay.
I'm going Browns.
Okay, good. I'm one up. Go ahead.
Browns.
Jesus Christ.
Me and James are Steelers. You're no. You and Ryan are Browns.
God damn it.
And the next game.
I'd have felt so much better if I was alone.
This was not hard for me to pick, but I can see me being wrong on this one. Houston, Chicago. I won't say my pick first. I'll say it last since I went first last time. K-Dot, go first.
Chicago.
James. Ryan.
Chicago.
I picked Chicago too, but I can see Houston winning only because Lovie Smith probably hates Chicago. And like they're gonna do some shit. They're gonna play for him because they fired him. All this stupid shit. And it's gonna be like, oh, we should have picked him the whole time. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck it.
Nah, the Texans want to lose.
Next game. Let's go to the concern level of 4, which it should have been an 8. Vegas plays the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. James, kick it off for us.
All right, so this one is the closest one in terms of people picking sides and everything. So
on Yahoo, yep.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Raiders because
home team.
I'm a glutton for punishment,
Oh no, actually, there's one game that's closer.
Which one?
The Niners Broncos.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Yeah, you're right.
All right, Ryan.
The Raiders.
K-Dot.
The Raiders, but I'm not confident in that answer at all.
Same.
I'm not either.
Did you not watch the Titans be ass?
I've watched the Raiders not get right.
Shit about the fucking Cardinals, and what happened?
This is a win-win situation.
I'm not confident about any fucking game this year.
Then they lose a third game in which less likely to win 11 games, which then I'll get my $250 sooner. So I'm okay with that, which I'm gonna get it anyway because I don't know why you guys try to bet against me because I only bet when it's a sure thing.
I just want to see an 0-3 Raiders so that James can tell us how his concern level is only at a 5.
I told you it's gonna be a 6. You said the shit was gonna be a 5.
It's all right.
It's gonna be a 5. You gonna think about it? You gonna sit with it? You gonna think about it?
I'm clear-headed now.
Actually,
it actually depends on how we lose.
see what I'm saying?
It depends on how we lose.
Okay. Does a loss period just elevate concern levels like quite a bit?
Do this.
All right, never mind.
I mean, I'll be sad. Like I might not pod.
Stop scenarioizing.
I might not see you.
Scenario.
I might leave the pod, bro.
We're going to the next game.
Hey, if we go 0-4, I'm out. Like fuck y'all. Until basketball come back. I ain't talking football no more.
Can I say this clip? Say this clip.
Okay.
All right, so the Chiefs are at the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday.
Chiefs.
We ain't gotta talk about it.
I'm taking Colts.
Here's the thing. I think Colts is a pretty cool pick if they get Jonathan Taylor right and just run the ball all fucking over Kansas City at home. It could happen, but I'm gonna get the Chiefs.
Good. Go ahead, James.
That was the first one.
You said all you guys are Colts, right? I mean Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Colts. Buffalo, Miami. I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Not wasting any time on this.
So you remember how I said that the Bills are going to lose 2 fluke-ass games?
Okay, here we go.
This is not one of them, Buffalo.
All right.
I was really debating it. I'm debating it. Like, it could be. You saw what they did to the Ravens?
And I could run over a unicorn. It's just not likely.
I think the Bills are healthier in the secondary than we are. I'm not even worried. Detroit at Minnesota.
Tyreek Hill is a beast, man.
Against rookies he is.
Go Skull Vikings.
You act like you hate do that shit.
I'm going Vikings.
I'm going Lions.
I am also going Lions.
I thought about going Lions. I'm not even mad at
this is the get right game. This is the get right game. This is the Commanders' defense was absolute ass.
You know what? I'm not gonna put that all on the Commanders though. Like the Lions actually have a good offense.
You saw what they did to Philly, and you saw what Minnesota couldn't do.
It's a week 1 thing.
Yeah,
what they do?
I like. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on the Lions. I like the Lions.
Yeah, Swift is nice.
Swift is nice,
and
especially when he's running through holes, you can drive a Mack truck through.
And how does that happen? That offensive
the defensive line don't do shit except try to pass rush.
They have a really good offensive line.
We've got Baltimore going to Boston and playing the New England Patriots.
Actually, it's like 45 minutes outside of Boston.
K it
out. Give me the Ravens.
I don't like the way you said that, fucker.
Yeah.
Go, James.
Same.
Give me the Ravens.
Ravens.
Okay. Bengals, Jets.
Bengals.
Get right.
Okay.
Bengals 0-2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Bengals.
Yeah, okay. Eagles, Commanders. Start us off, James. You last.
Eagles.
Yes. Super Bowl contending Eagles.
Hurts, Washington.
Oh, is that
practice
like
that, you son of a bitch?
Is that your front page?
The Philadelphia Tribune.
Jalen Hurts, Washington.
Yeah, that was better. It was a lot better. That's the editor. The editor came up with that one.
I've been both. It doesn't
matter. Philadelphia. I picked the Eagles to win this game a while ago. I thought we'd be 2-0, and then this would be when we start a losing streak.
Oh, okay. That was stupid. Saints at Panthers.
Why was that stupid, you cocksucker? Fucking Jaguars and Lions. I thought the defense could stop Jared Goff.
Trevor Lawrence.
Because they have a good offense.
That's why.
I got the Saints.
Saints.
The Saints.
Okay. Jacksonville at the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going Herbert, even with the ribs.
Yeah,
I pray to God Jacksonville wins, but it's probably gonna be the Chargers.
I'm gonna put this out here right now. Herbert should not be playing Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers. Especially with the doctor being sued again.
Okay, next game. Rams at the Raiders' nemesis, Arizona Cardinals.
Man, fuck
You're
them
picking
all.
the Cards, aren't you?
I'm going with the Rams.
Well, they are desert teams now, right?
Fuck them all. What? I'm going Rams.
Going right. I thought you'd go Cardinals.
Why the fuck would I pick?
No,
Cardinals?
not you. I thought Keem would go Cardinals. He was just talking about how the Rams aren't that good.
No. They're not that bad either.
Yeah, give me Rams. Rams.
I was listening to Russillo podcast and he was talking about he was like at halftime, which is the same thing I was doing. He was like, the Cardinals might be the worst team in the league, and I was like, yeah, they might be, but then they weren't. So I just don't know what to say.
Yeah,
Ryan,
Give me the Rams.
okay. Falcons visit in a battle of who wants to get the quarterback next season. Next draft first. Falcons visit the Seahawks.
Falcons.
Who did I pick on my fucking pick 'em? Because that's what I wanted. Let me go to my pick 'em real
who you
quick.
got, Ryan?
MVP candidate.
Oh my god,
Cheeto Smith.
you say
Motherfucker.
that shit, they lose.
You were just talking about how shit they were and that you could have beat them.
I'm going Falcons because Kyle. Green Bay at Tampa Bay.
This was my toughie. This was my second toughie.
I got Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Mike Evans and Godwin both might be out.
Mike Evans definitely gonna be out.
Well, yeah.
Ain't no Mike. Ain't no Mike.
Ain't no Mike there. Hey, but I'll tell you this. That was some good shit. That was some good fucking shit. That's worth that suspension.
My theory on that is that they knew they wouldn't win that game as long as Marcus Lattimore was in it. And so Brady told him, take him out.
Well, Evans and Lattimore don't need an excuse. They can't stand each other.
We've already done this shit before.
Yeah, there's what the Jameis
like
Winston when he was with Tampa.
This is like Cortland Finnegan versus Calvin
Andre
Johnson? Oh, Andre Johnson. Yeah, that was
or OBJ versus Josh Norman, which is still my greatest highlight video of all time.
No.
Akeem
Cam
Talib
Newton
versus
versus Josh Norman is
No, fuck that. No one talk about that one. But the
Akeem Talib versus
the best OBJ being so angry on the sideline and getting hit in the face with the kicking
Akeem
man.
owns Crabtree, and that's sad. Because he took that man chain twice.
Give me Tampa.
My ex-girlfriend was a trainer for Crabtree. Piece of shit.
Tampa? So we're all on the Packers except for Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going Packers. I don't want to.
Okay. All right. Just want to
Aaron
make that
Jones
clear.
gonna have a monster day.
Just want to
but here's the thing. I think Leonard Fournette could be in for a good game.
He apologized to all of his fantasy owners.
That's what got me kind of like I'm lit on Fournette this week. But I think the Packers can. I don't feel confident in that one at all. But I'll go Packers.
It takes a couple games for Aaron Rodgers to trust the receivers.
It takes a couple years.
But
we'll 2025. They'll be fine.
Just
They just got to run the ball.
Because that's apparently why Devontae Adams never had a 1,000-yard season until he turned like 27. But anyway, Green Bay, we are all on Green Bay except for Ryan. He's on Tampa. 49ers are going to play the Broncos in Denver in Mile High Stadium.
49ers.
Niners.
And I hate the Niners. And I hate Denver too.
Broncos.
Is Russ going to learn how to cook in mile high conditions?
No. Jimmy G's just getting back. They're not going to be able to get into the playbook like they want. He's going to struggle a little bit because
they don't get into a playbook with Jimmy G.
He wants to fuck some Denver bitches. He's going to smoke a little Denver weed, and then he's going to lose the game.
Yeah, no, he's going to win. You know why? Because he's going to fuck the Denver players bitches. That too. And they're going to be mad.
No, they're going to
play out their game.
You're right. They're going to be mad, and they're going to attack him. He's going to fuck some Bradley Chubbs. No,
that's a weird name to use at this point.
So Monday night, the matchup that we all won't watch. Dallas goes to New York to play the Giants in a battle of a 1-1 team and a 2-0 team that shouldn't be 2-0. Who you guys got?
Cowboys.
Ryan.
What separates the men from the boys?
Cowboys.
Giants.
Okay. He said the Giants are 3-0, baby. James.
No, you go first, King.
We're not in competition, but
We are.
That's exactly what the fuck this is.
He started this bullshit at the end of the last pod too. That's why he jumped off.
But no, I jumped off because I didn't want to get disrespectful with you, and I wasn't in the best mood. And you said some
He
bullshit.
already said he was in a bad mood at the beginning because he broke his wine bottle.
In your statement, you said some bullshit. Was like, "Oh, you're the reason people don't watch." I'm like, and then I've had time to think about it. I'm like, "Bitch, you were in last place for like 10 weeks last year, so maybe you're the fucking reason." But I didn't want to say off.
Then I wasn't in last place because I did better as the season went on.
Again, you were in last place for like 10 weeks last season, and then you came on strong at the end.
Right.
But we don't have to talk about it because it doesn't matter.
But what?
Just what you said didn't make any sense. You still haven't whatever.
K-Dot. King, who you got?
I said Cowboys.
Okay. I'm going to switch my pick and go to the Giants.
Oh, then he's doing this. Okay. All right.
See?
Fucking Terry Bradshaw, like a head ass boy.
Brian Dable, man.
Yeah, and Saquon. He needs to have a bounce back game.
Man,
He's have a bounce back fucking year.
I can't wait to hear Skip Bayless talk about how Cooper Rush needs to start over Dak Prescott. I'm just sowing the seeds of chaos.
I'm sure he's already started it.
And Jerry's going to believe it.
Yeah, and then he'll talk about how what would happen if LeBron played tight end for the Cowboys. Maybe he should do that rather than playing basketball. He's going to bring LeBron in some way, somehow.
I really do want to see LeBron out for tight end.
Highly likely.
Oh,
It's not likely. All right.
has to get lit up right now.
Final thoughts?
Mets are in the playoffs.
They
Go
do.
Bills.
They are.
Fuck that team. Stupid asshole.
It's, Max Scherzer toeing the mound.
Atlanta's good. Have y'all seen the last two episodes of Atlanta?
No.
Yeah, no. So all the criticism people had about last season Atlanta look like they've gone away. In the sense of what's happening this season, and I am here for it. It's amazing. Also, Rick and Morty has been back, and they've been knocking it out of the fucking park. My favorite episode of television ever is a Black Mirror episode called San Junipero, and Rick and Morty referenced it in a TV in the last episode on Sunday, and it was like my worlds collided, and I literally giggled like a little schoolgirl. It was amazing, good shit. A lot of good TV out. I still am not caught up on the Game of Thrones show. I think I'm going to wait it out and then just binge, but we'll see.
First episode, I was like, God damn.
Well, there's a particular scene in the first episode that I was like, not ready for that.
I wasn't either. I didn't know it was coming.
Shut the fuck up.
But the thing is, because of like after post-COVID and I don't have any conversation with people to watch the show every week, I don't feel the need to watch it weekly to keep up conversation.
That shit fucked up my life.
Why'd you shake your head, Keep?
I'm trying to hold back from like
Shut the fuck up.
discussing why like, you should watch it week to week, but
no.
I don't talk to anybody about it.
Teach his own.
I mean,
I talk to people about it, and that might be the difference.
I think that's the difference. But that's also because like I just did all this traveling last few weeks, right? So like, I'm finally back.
Podcasts about it. I like to listen to podcasts about it. And I wouldn't do it if I binge. If I binge it, I'm not going to listen to the podcast.
That's fair. But please watch Atlanta, everybody.
I just realized
I'm going to watch it before Thursday.
I just realized my shirt's inside out.
Oh, nice.
Thought it was a style. Like
No.
Shia LaBeouf, homeless chic.
Go fuck yourself.
My final thought was going to be quick.
Ryan? Go ahead. Go ahead, James.
It's fine. Half the people not going to know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway.
F1.
F1's popular.
Don't shoot at civilians. Like, come on.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right, gotcha.
Who's next, Ryan?
Have you went?
Yeah.
He went Mets.
Mets are in the playoffs.
Stupid fucking Mets.
Mets are in the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, you made it seem like the fucking sky was falling.
The sky is still falling.
They did start off bad. They did start off.
Well, We're also we had a 10-game lead.
They started off good.
We had a 10-game lead on Atlanta. It's 1. It's just sitting at 1.
Who's in the playoffs?
And fuck the Mets.
James kind of alluded to my final thought already, but shout out to fucking Asia Wilson, baby. Hey, South Carolina's own Dunn Staley, former player. She won a title with Dunn and all that good stuff. And she won Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and won a championship all in the same year. Shout out to her. Happy for her. She is a member of my girlfriend's favorite WNBA team. I'll probably try and go see them next season. I love Vegas.
I might be in there with you.
I'm down to go, man. I love Vegas and I love playing poker, so I'll go and I win money when I do it. And so I'll go and also go see like the Aces play. So shout out to the Aces. Congrats, man. Y'all did the shit. And I wish y'all more titles and shit. So yeah.
Nice. Mark Davis is finally a championship owner. That man looks so happy. Hopefully, it lights a fire in his ass.
Fucking grasping for stuff.
Hey, I've been talking about it since he bought the team. So fuck you.
Oh, fuck you too. All right, guys.
All right, love you all. Oh, Jesus.